Hey folks, hope you guys are having a great day. Fun Saturday. We're going to do a little bit of Livewrite. Have some fun with that. Didn't get to do any on Wednesday because I just had too much fun talking to the chat, which happens, you know. So, not going to worry too much about it. We'll keep going with this little kind of younger story targeted towards younger audiences, I guess, is what I would classify this as. I hate to use words like young adult because like the young adult as like a genre classification just doesn't mean anything. I'm not sure who came up with it because it's actually, the way I see it is I actually think it's a really stupid young adult. What does that mean? Is this for 20-year-olds? Well, when they say young adult, they really mean like 13-year-olds who like books, right? It's like Harry Potter's young adult. I'm like, that's really children's literature. We didn't have this classification, nor did was there anything weird about people reading, kids' literature just to read it or read it to their kids or something like that. The idea of aged literature is really just about, it used to just be about the reading level of the target audience, and that's it, and not a set of tropes. Because nowadays, what I see, this would fit into the young adult category, this story that we've been writing. But when I see people do young adult now, it's usually tropes where the characters are young adults, the characters are teenagers, or they're they're basically not full adults. Sorry, I'm a little sneezy today. And that's the case for this book, right? They're like teenagers, like kids, right? So we'll probably put a young adult tag on it. One of the things you can do if you want to get an Amazon bestseller, again, I'm telling people about things I don't do. But if you're writing a book and you're I really want to have an Amazon bestseller, you just do whatever genre your book is in and you sell it as a young adult book. Make sure this is sorry. You sell it as a young adult book. And so you can add the young adult tag in there, and you can tell Amazon to put it in the young adult category. And there's less competition in a lot of these. You can even really stretch it to where you can do young adult LGBTQ fantasy, where there's only 2 other books that might be competing. And even though you're actually not selling to that category, you're selling to a regular fantasy audience. If you have an LGBTQ character, you can easily justify putting it in there, and then you'll have an orange tag. You'll have the bestseller tag on your book for a while, and that's cool. People like that. The bestseller is a piece of social proof. It's a really good way to sell additional copies. It's one of those self-fulfilling prophecies. If you can say your book is a bestseller somewhere, somehow, people will be more likely to buy it because that's just social proof. Someone else, a bunch of other people thought this was a good book. So therefore, it probably is, and I'll buy it. But yeah, young adult categories tend to be always less popular than the real version, with a couple of exceptions. If you're doing young adult, probably not even. There's young adult romance, which would be Twilight-inspired stuff. That's a very busy category, but it's still pretty cleared out compared to just straight romance, right? Straight romance is so popular. People don't realize how popular romance novels are. If I was in this, people spend all kinds of money on, different kinds of advertising courses and story writing courses to try to figure out how to be an indie author and make all this money, some e-celeb they heard about making a bunch of money online. And a lot of times they're just writing in unpopular categories. And that includes me. Now, I'll write in popular categories like fantasy. But they're unpopular compared to romance. So if I really wanted to just make money writing books, I wouldn't bother trying to figure out how to write like niche fantasy novels to young adults to get like an orange tag or something. I would just write like smutty romance and probably make a mint that way, right? Because most of it sucks anyway. So it's really easy to compete in terms of like your execution. You just have to know a little bit about how the genre works. And even like if you're writing erotica, like apparently people will pay money for really disposable erotica, right? Like a thing that you read once and then never think about again. They'll pay $3 for that. For a really short book. So like, yeah, if you're wanting to make money writing books, you should probably just write romance. And you'll make more money per word probably than any other category. It's really easy to come up with like your cool like story, your unique combination of tropes in romance, right? It's like it's a historical romance but with an alien, right? It sounds weird, but like you just make the alien a hot dude or something and it works. People do all kinds of weird things like that. There's even joke romance that sells, or joke erotica, like the Chuck Tingle stuff that sells. People buy the dinosaur erotica novels for whatever reason. So yeah, you can make furry erotica. You could probably just write furry erotica and make more money than learning AdWords and spending all your money on ad copy and stuff like that. So anyway, let's hop into the book. And we'll go for about an hour. We'll see what we can write. Where is it? It's here. Here we go. All right, there it is. So we're on chapter 5. We wrote chapter 4. If we go back to our plan, let me see if I can find our plan here. I can't. Give me a second. There you go. Medieval fantasy outline. Here's the plan. To like look around the microphone. I gotta find a better like way to do a microphone that's like less intrusive, but I can't find like a good place to put it. I really want to put it not where it is, but it's really hard. It's really hard. Maybe if I move these, I don't know, I'll figure something out. Need like maybe even a smaller mic stand. Put it facing up over here. As it squeaks and squawks. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure where to put it. I'm actually going to try something real quick. I'm going to mute myself so you don't have to deal with that. All right, we'll try it like that. It's kind of out of the way, but like I forgot like the little thing on my boom arm doesn't work that good. I don't know. I'll figure something else out. Never think about it till I'm like streaming or trying to record a video, and I'm like, man, I just can't get this mic in a place that I like. I don't know why that is. All right, so we go back to our plan. Okay. You know, we're doing the sneak back in the Capitol. They find the old steward. Blah blah blah. You know. You know, they need to steal a map from the castle, so that's what we're doing today. So we'll just have like a little caper where they sneak into the castle and then go get the map. Keep it really simple. Let's read what we did. All right, we'll begin with Victoria saying that she's heard about this. What did we call it? Bread of life. It's the Eucharist. They're going to get the Eucharist. I'm going to get the host. Can't help it. All right. Okay. A couple of comments here. So, all right. Thanks for hanging out with me, anyone that's watching. All right. Bread of life. Oh, I think that piece ran out. Let's do trucking. All right. I'm just trying to spell apocryphal. Heart of the city sounds better. Rising center of the city. No, I want it to be... It's rising. A rising heart sounds weird. The heart is like deep. It doesn't really matter. Like those little word choices, I mean, you can think about them later. Most people skip the prose anyway. That's a little Elmore Leonard tip. Most people skip prose. They just don't really read it deeply. Now, I spent a lot of time trying to write good prose, but yeah, most people don't care. It's much about prose. That's unfortunate, but there it goes. Yeah, I mean, I'm basically making it the host here. Did I name him William? Did I really name him Prince William? I thought I named him Edward. That's right. Prince Edward. It makes me think of like Edward the Longshanks. Right? Alfreds. don't know if she would call them a toddler in the setting. Do you know what I mean? It's like talking to a toddler. Would we use the word toddler? I don't know if we would. I don't know if we'd use the word toddler. Actually, this is something Victoria would say. So super chat, thank you. The sound of typing is strangely comforting. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. How you doing, Ben? Yeah, I heard that. It's a nice clicky keyboard. One of my neighbors was over the other night, and she's like, I gotta hear the clicky keyboards. Like all the clicking keyboards, you can hear them through the house. All my keyboards are clicky. All right, so we're just gonna do a little scene break here. Let's do a little asterisk. Yeah. Now we skip the boring stuff of like putting the horse somewhere, right? You want to skip the boring things. You know, if there's something boring, if there's something readers want to skip, you should probably skip writing it. How's the house flooding situation going? Yeah, the leak's fixed. The roof's been fixed. We fixed the roof like the next day. It was just bad timing, right? It's like we couldn't get the roofers out, and then it was like a big storm happened. It would have been fine. There was rain before, but it overwhelmed the tarps. We got the roof on a long time ago. I was just trying to get the insurance company to pay us for damages. We kind of are making progress on that, but their estimates on everything are really low. So that's always like I have to get into a fight with an insurance company. You know what I mean? But whatever. It's how it happens sometimes. Homeowners insurance has gotten so expensive. It's insane now, you know? I just like thinking about insurance, like how cheap insurance used to be. My health insurance used to be $60 a month. You can't get health insurance for anything. You can get that for 10 times that now, and it's like the worst possible insurance. But that's like that wasn't even bad insurance for $60 a month. You could have gotten it for like $40 a month. My car insurance was nothing. Homeowners insurance was like $100 a month. Yeah, we already had water abatement. All that stuff already happened, so we don't need to worry about mold or anything like that. We had all the walls ripped open. We had to rip open all the walls, throw away all the drywall, throw away all the plaster, throw away all of the. It was traditional insulation, bat insulation. So had to throw all of that away because when it gets wet, it just kind of like crumbles, especially in the walls, just like falls down to the bottom and doesn't do anything. So you have to rip all that out, dry it all out with these big dehumidifiers and fans. We had to rip the ceiling down. We had to rip the ceiling outside down. We had to rip up the floor because it swelled up. We had to do all kinds of things. There's different things. There's things I would do differently. As I'm thinking about it, it's like the amount insurance is going to pay plus the effort of what we did. It's like we're going to lose money for sure. A lot of money, possibly. Or just be in like a legal fight. If I just didn't have homeowners insurance and we're paying this out of pocket, it'd be cheaper because I would know how to save money a bunch of different ways, but they want you to do things that cost money. So like water abatement, they threw away the floor because it got wet. Well, if I had my druthers, I would have pulled up the floor, dried it, pressed it, and put it back on. Which you can do. That way you don't have to buy new flooring because we have continuous flooring. So for us to put it back the way it was, we'd have to replace all the floor in the entire house. I'm just not willing to do that right now because I don't want to move out of my house, which is what it would take to replace all the flooring. So that's just how it is. It always sucks, but you do what you can. Try not to lose too much money on it. But I also don't like being in conflict with an insurance company because they basically like hold all the cards And it's just really expensive if you were to try to litigate against an insurance company for stuff like that. And it's little things, right? It's like the floor listed for repair is a worse floor than we had. So it's like their estimate for repairing the floor is just a worse floor, you know, versus like a hand scraped hardwood, which is what we had. So I have to go like, okay, you listed this on the repair, but that's not what the floor was. The floor was this much better floor that costs a lot more money. And it's also continuous, you know. It's just going to be a pain in the ass. You know. Better to just like never have any damage, never renovate, you know. All right. We're down at the water side. I don't need all that. Writing a superfluous sentence. Got that. I might change like one of their names. 2 A's. Alfred and Altheretti. I mean, it kind of flows together though, like those 2 A's, but you don't want to get confused. I don't know, I might change them. What was the guy's name? Bartholomew. I'd actually plan on writing online. Seeing this, I would suggest some background music. Oh, I had background music. I have my music on, but I'm not paying attention to it, so it just runs out and stops. It used to just like autoplay. Here, we'll put on another one. There's an ad. You can listen to an ad. It's weird that there's like ads on my non-monetized like music channel, but we can link it here. Not to keep it too loud here, you know. And it really depends, right? Like, because I've done videos with background music before and people are like, I hate that. And then occasionally someone's like, this would be cool with background music. Well, I'm not talking a lot, so the background music makes a lot of sense to me. But other videos, like, people will do background music, and I realize that it has a lot to do with how active that music is. If the music's like this, where it's just very like ambient, like no one's really gonna object to that. The problem is when the music gets to be like really, you know, they put like dance music and stuff in the background. It just sounds awful. Yeah. Yeah, it ends up sounding really awful. And then you can't focus on the words. I don't know if you guys can hear all the like having the ceiling fixed. Discovered kind of weird things about this house taking the walls apart too. I'm going to have just one boatman. Oh, man. How do you get that nighttime mode on Word? I don't have it. Is it a download? Right here. I'll show you. You go to Options. You go over here to Display. Is it Display? Might be Advanced. I'll find it real quick. General. Might just be General. Office theme, use system setting. I use dark mode on my system, so it's dark, but you can do it from here. Dark gray. See, here's dark gray. You know, you can change it to whatever. You can do black. Okay, black. Works. Have it under. Apparently you can do some backgrounds here. Clouds. Stars. That didn't do anything. Yeah, that did like nothing. Didn't do nothing. Alright. So yep, that's what it does. Toward the kitchen and the larders. So we live in powerful times. Does your book come with a powerful message to match? Nope. Only have 3 options where you have 6, but thanks for showing. Well, sorry, I don't know. I'm just using the version of Word Microsoft gave me. I don't think Word 2010 has those options, which is a totally viable option for everything you'd want to do with Microsoft Word. Making the boatman kind of a jerk. What's the best way to deal with grief? I couldn't tell you. You did Oblivion videos. Yes, I've done some Oblivion videos, some Morrowind videos. How to efficiently level a Morrowind to make your character uber powerful. You can get like all your stats maxed before level 30 and just beat the game that way. It's really easy. Yep, I did the Oblivion videos. I've done more. Some of them like just nobody watched. Like I did one on like how to get a free unicorn horse. I thought that one would more people watch it. No one watched it. I thought it was cool. Like, dude, you can ride a unicorn and it's free. You just have to know where to get it. The only problem is the unicorn will attack you if you pull a weapon out. It's just, it hates weapons. But it doesn't care if you punch things to death or magic them to death. The unicorn totally approves of you murdering goblins with your bare hands. Just if you pull a sword out, it will attack you. her to get like offended that they said the box was heavy. Yeah, I have no like special method for grief. Grief is part of life. It's okay to grieve. You know, that's it, right? Having grief simply means that there was something worth having grief over. So it's a normal and good part of life. You don't need to be an automaton about things with grief. Generally, yeah. Whatever you need to do. I mean, like, I played World of Warcraft the day my dad died just because I needed to do something normal. You know, normal things, like normal routines. The things you do to live, those are usually pretty good to do. You know, I played WoW not because it was an escape, but because it was normal. It's a normal thing to do. Yeah, grief is normal. You know? I feel like in the West, I don't think you're in America, but certainly here, we avoid talking or thinking about death or any kind of grief as much as possible, but especially death. We use like euphemisms for every sort of tragic event in our lives in America. You know, we don't call somebody dying. We don't say they died. We say they passed away. They just passed away. You know, they passed from one side to the other, but passed away? Passed away to where, right? No, they died. It's okay to acknowledge the depth of that event and to name it and call it what it is. Similarly, like we call things like breakups, which is an interesting way to like say a kind of divorce, right? Like, you know, you break up with your girlfriend. It's like you lose love. That's really like that's it's a moment that does require grief for most people. We don't acknowledge it as such, right? But death especially, I think I can't help but feel like I hate to like get on the baby boomer train, but I feel like that generation is like very afraid of death for whatever reason. They won't call things funerals. It's like a celebration of life. That's fine. It's like we want to emphasize the life, not the death. It's like it's okay to emphasize the depth of the loss of a loved one, of a family member, a father, a son, or something, you know. Loss is real and profound, and it's okay to have a funeral, right? It's okay to grieve that loss, right? And it's kind of interesting because I've seen, especially people who are more secular or more atheist, their approaches to things like funerals are to de-emphasize the death as much as possible, because for them it's just kind of like a cessation. It's a non-existence, and that's terrifying. So the emphasis is on like the life. And one thing to remember about like funerals is, it's better to love the person while they're alive than while they're gone. That's why it's okay to celebrate death in essence, is because if you love the person as much as you can while they're alive, you don't need to focus as much on their life when they're gone because you lived it with them. Rather, it's okay to acknowledge the grief of that, to look forward to the hopeful next thing, you know? So anyway, that's my thoughts. Like, it's okay to feel grief. And the fact is that, like, quote, excessive sadness or something like that, generally those are temporary emotions that pass, and you don't need to feel bad that you feel sad. Right? I've had a thing about how it's not advantageous to cry in public, and people take that as like men should bottle up their emotions. I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying no one's gonna like you for crying in public, and that's real. So like, you got to keep it together in public, but that doesn't mean you don't feel things. Yeah. All right, then. Time enough for the earth and the grave. They bid my lord put down his weapons and return to the earth. Ha! Time enough for the earth and the grave. Alright. What time is it? 4. I think I probably need to get going here. How long have I been streaming? An hour and a half. Alright. How much should we write? We got to finish this little chapter. I'll finish it up later. Live. How much should we write? 2,200 words. Maybe I could squeeze out another 300. We'll get into like the study. That's a good finish to this chapter. 2,400 words. Perfect. Got a little cliffhanger here. We got people sneaking up on him. So they're going to go ahead and hide in the next chapter. So I'll actually write that down. So we'll do chapter 6. And what we'll do here is I'll just make a note. They hide while Edward comes in, looks for various papers mentioning the king and where he went. Then they find the map. There's kind of like an acknowledgement of the fourth wall with some of the events that I'm doing and some of the ways that the characters are talking. That's kind of fun. It's like hiding in barrels like The Hobbit, right? But to get in, it's like that doesn't work, and then it works, right? It's like, you can't just pick this lock, and she does, right? You can't, there's no secret passages. There'll be a secret passage, right? Things like that. So I kind of want to have a lot of that little kind of meta irony to this story. I think it would make it fun, and I'll find some other ways to work that in. But anyway, that's probably it for today. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Don't forget to subscribe to the music only channel. I need to record something else today, probably. Try to do at least one song a week on that channel. One improv a week. And that usually works pretty good for me. We'll get up to 100. By the time I get to 100, I'm probably going to have an idea of like how to make music at this point. Here's the video of me playing. So, fun. I've been doing all the looping and stuff. It's all live. I do it all live. Doing everything live. That's the goal of 2024. Okay. Yep, that's about it. Have a great one, folks, and I'll see you all next time. And let me check the chat. Thank you for the super chats. Thanks for hanging out with me. Good luck with grief. Main thing is like grief is normal, and so it's okay. That's the best that I can tell people. It's like it's good to feel bad because that's normal. It's normal. Yep. Normal part of life. We have our highs, we have our lows. I think, there's the internet kind of pumps up this idea that there has to be 100% uptime in everything you're doing in life. That it's like you always have to be grinding all the time, 24/7, and that's not realistic, and it's not feasible for most people, right? Even the people who are really driven. It's like there's times when I haven't been able to be productive because I'm remodeling my garage, and that takes my time. Or I have to travel, right? Those things interrupt your life, but also the things that make it so you don't want to work or you don't want to do other things, right? It's like, should you feel bad that you didn't go to the gym after somebody died? The answer is no. Like, it's okay to not go to the gym with 100% consistency. No one does, because real things happen, right? It's like, I wouldn't be so like this. I imagine if I had worked hard instead of watching a movie when I felt sad. It's like, no, you need to watch the movie when you feel sad so that you actually can work later. It's the same thing like anything else. Like, oh, I should stay up 24 hours working. No, you won't. You'll kill yourself that way. So don't do that. That's it. All right. Let me link all the stuff. By the way, the transcripts for this stuff shows up on all of my Patreon, Substack. So if you're like a paid member on anything, then that's where these get posted, so you can read them. Okay, and then when they're a whole book, I'll put them out on Amazon. Right now, I have the last one on. I meant to in this stream put the last one I did onto Amazon, but I might do that for the right stream, just as like a let's put a book on Amazon for like a stream, and just show you all the steps to do that live. Like, here's a book. How do you put it on there? How do you make a paperback? We'll publish a whole thing. We'll do that on Wednesday. It's just, let's publish a book. And I'll show you every step and every little thing to do that. We'll even design the paperback cover live. It shouldn't take too much effort. That will probably be the longest thing that we have to design, is like formatting the paperback and doing the cover for the paperback. Once you get the ebook out, the ebook part is really easy, honestly. You can just upload a Word file. And Word files, Microsoft Word files actually work better than pretty much any other file you can upload to Amazon. The formatting will be more consistent because there's several different Amazon formats that are basically based on Mobi, but anyway, the AZW formats, there's like 3 different ones that Amazon will use depending on what device you're reading. So it actually will be more consistent if you use a Microsoft Word document most of the time, because you're just giving it an XML document. Anyway, I'll show you how to do all that stuff. So that'll be fun. Anyway, folks, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love talking to you guys. Maybe I will make it the heart of the city. The heart of the city instead of the center of the city. The rising heart. The rising chi. What software are you using to write? Microsoft Word. Let me show you. This is Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word. There's the Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word. You can use Microsoft Word 2010 if you want. It has all the same features as the new stuff. I use this one because it has like a fully integrated cloud saving feature, which I will use for a lot of documents where I'm working on my phone, another phone that's actually hooked up to a monitor on like DeX, a laptop, my computer, maybe another computer, right? I'll be working in like 4 different locations on one document. So that's the only reason that I have like the Microsoft 365 subscription. Otherwise, I would just have one thing and I would use Google Drive. It's just that OneDrive works better than Google Drive with Microsoft Word for like keeping things updated across in the cloud. It just works better than Google Drive or Google Document. If you're cheap, you can do everything I'm showing you like on a Google document. You actually could. So, all right, that's it, folks. Love you all. See you all next time.